Alright guys, today we are continuing on with lesson 9.4, starting with example 2. We are writing a repeating decimal as a fraction. Okay, so in our first problem here, it says write 1.25 repeating as a mixed number. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to look at is the fact that I have two numbers that are repeating. Okay, so because it is two numbers that are repeating, okay, I am going to be multiplying by 100. So I'm going to say x equals 1.25 repeating. Okay, and again, because two numbers were repeating, I'm going to multiply both sides by 100. All right, so if I do that, right, I get 100x equals 125.25 repeating, right, because I moved the decimal over twice, okay, because I was multiplying by 100, right, or 10 squared. All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the original equation. All right, so I'm going to subtract that x equals 1.25 repeating. Okay, so I made sure to line up my pieces here to make it a little bit easier when you do that subtracting. So when we do that, right, we would end up with 99x equals 124. Okay, so I have 99x equals 124. So then I'm going to divide both sides by 99 to get x equals, I can change this to 1 and 25 99ths. Okay, so we're going to try the same thing for these problems below. All right, so if I wrote problem 5 out here, my original would be x equals 0.8 repeating. Right, so I can see here that only one number is repeating, right? So I'm going to multiply both sides by 10, okay, which would give me 10x equals, that would give me 8.8 repeating. Okay, then remember I'm going to subtract the original, which the original was that piece in red. Okay, so when I do my subtraction, I get 9x equals 8, right? Divide both sides by 9. So x equals 8 over 9. All right, same idea for that next problem. Okay, so here, we have x equals 2.06 repeating. All right, so there is one number repeating. So I am going to multiply by 10. So that would give me 10x equals 20.6 repeating. I'm going to subtract the original. Actually, I lied on this one, guys. Let's go back. I need to multiply this by 100. Right, because there are two decimal spots. That's going to make it easier. So let's do that instead. Multiply by 100. So I have 100x equals 206.6 repeating. Okay, and here I'm actually going to subtract what we just had to get rid of the decimal. So I'm going to subtract that version that was multiplied by 10. So if I subtract 10x equals, what was that, 20.6 repeating, right? This was going to make those decimals cancel out, okay, which is going to be a lot easier than what we were about to do. So this would give us 90x equals, right, that would cancel. So that would be 186, right? Then I could divide by 90. So this would give us 90 goes into 180 twice. So that would give me 2 6/90ths. I can simplify by dividing by 6. So 2 and 1/15. All right, that makes that one a little bit easier. All right, let's see for number 7. My original here would be x equals 0.64 repeating. All right, here, 2 numbers are repeating, so we're going to multiply by 100. So we get 100x equals 64.64 repeating. Let's subtract the original. Which would give us 99x equals 64, right? And divide by 99. All right, and then number 8 here. Again, we have 2 numbers repeating, so let's start our original x equals negative 4.50 repeating. 2 numbers are repeating, so we're going to multiply by 100. All right, so we get 100x equals negative 450.50. Let's subtract the original. All right, so be careful in this one because there's a negative. And remember, if I'm subtracting a negative, that would almost make it like I'm adding the second piece, right? So I get 90, oops, let me switch colors again. So I would get 99x equals, if I was adding that piece and it's negative, right? Negative 450 plus 4.5, right? That would cancel actually. So just negative 450 plus 4 would give me a negative 446, right? Because I'm adding to a negative. All right, so then again, I can divide by 99. All right, and then here I can simplify that. So that would go, I would get negative 4 and 50/99. Okay. All right, and then last example here, example 3, says the weight of an object on the moon is about 0.16 repeating times its weight on Earth. An astronaut weighs 192 pounds on Earth. How much does the astronaut weigh on the moon? All right, so let's start with that x equals 0.16 repeating. All right, here we have one number repeating, so I'm going to multiply by 10. So that gives me 10x equals 1.6 repeating. Subtract the original. That would give us 9x. All right. So for this one, I'm just going to move this over so that you guys can see. Right, I just added another 6 there so that you can see, okay, that these 6's do cancel out when we subtract. Okay, so that if I do 1.6 minus 0.1, right, that would give me an answer of 1.5, right, and then I can divide by 9. And let's move our decimal over, right, so I get x equals 1.5 over 9. I'm going to multiply by 10, so I get x equals 15 over 90, which we can simplify. 15 over 90 divide by 15. So that would give me x equals 1/6. Okay, so if we go back to that problem and it says the weight of an object on the moon is about 1/6 the weight on Earth. So I would want to multiply, right, 1/6. Let me change the colors here. I would want to multiply 1/6 by 192, right, to figure out that person's weight on the moon, which if we multiplied that out, that would give us 32. So my answer for that one would be 32 pounds. All right, guys, that is it for today. Again, go ahead and log into Big Ideas and try the